boxing fans a lot of credence on.
Grab him.
Is it nice to hear a fighter call out another fighter that he can fight mainly in round his weight division, or a guy directly in his weight class or directly in his path? Yes, it's good to hear fighters call out each other, but the effects of calling out another fighter only manifest if the fight happens in the ring. Like we had plenty of fighters not call out each other publicly, but end up in the ring. It seems like nowadays, boxing fans, they rather hear a fighter call out another fighter, and give that fighter a lot of credit for calling out another fighter, but then the fight doesn't happen. It doesn't materialize. So it seems like guys just want to hear people just talk shit and not do anything. I'm not saying everybody is in that boat, but case in point, because Keith Thurman is not calling out Earl Spence the way people want him to call him out, they say he's scared. Okay, let's say this. Let's say if Keith Thurman would have come and said, Earl Spence, right in Earl Spence's face, I want to whoop your ass, but I want to whoop your ass in 2019, not 2018. Would that make any difference? I don't think that would have made any difference. If you want to see the fight in 2018, Keith Thurman coming out and telling Earl Spence to his face that I want to kick your ass in 2019, not 2018. That, to me, it seemed like that wouldn't even make any. I mean, that to me it wouldn't make any. It wouldn't make any difference. I'd rather him not talk shit and get in the ring in 2018. You see what I mean? It seemed like people they want fighters to call each other out, you know what I'm saying, in a public way, and you get credit for calling out another fighter. No, you get credit for actually getting in the ring, fighting that fighter. I don't look. Is it nice when fighters call out each other? Like I said, yes, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? We get hyped over it, but really, when you want to get down to it, I'd rather fighters actually get in the ring. I don't even need to call out. Just get in the ring. The call out is one thing. Getting in the ring is another thing. So if you don't call the fighter, if like say for instance, if Keith Thurman never said he wanted to fight Earl Spence but ended up fighting Earl Spence in 2018, I would have been just fine. Just to hear, what's up, man? What's up? Just to hear another fighter call out another fighter, and just for the hypeness of it, and the fight doesn't happen. I mean, what's the joy in that? Fighters don't always call out each other, and then just because a fighter doesn't call out a fighter like you want him to call out the other fighter, don't mean he's not gonna whoop that other fighter's ass. Because Joe Calzaghe, he never. What's up? Oh, sorry about that. How you doing? What's your real name? Because you don't have your name up here. It's hard to see that you are a female or a male. It's hard for me to figure that out. But yeah, I did talk to you before on one of my other lives. But how you doing? But Joe Calzaghe never called out Hopkins. The fight happened. Hopkins went up to Joe Calzaghe. What's up? Hopkins went up to Joe Calzaghe and told Joe Calzaghe I would never lose to a white boy, and end up losing to Joe Calzaghe. So when you say calling out a fighter, I want to hear people call out each other. Okay, Joe Calzaghe didn't go up to Hopkins. Hopkins went up to him. Hopkins didn't end up losing. So you know what I mean? There's numerous other occasions where fighters called out other fighters. Fernando Vargas called out Tito Trinidad. What happened? He got knocked out. Fernando Vargas called out Oscar De La Hoya in a degrading way. What happened to Fernando Vargas? He got knocked out versus Oscar. He called out Oscar in such a degrading way, to his face. You know what I'm saying? He made so many public statements about how De La Hoya is not a real Mexican and he's going to beat De La Hoya up and all this stuff. And what happened when they got in the ring? So calling out a fighter is not armor for you not getting your ass whooped. Just because a person call out another fighter, that doesn't mean the guy that's calling out the fighter is going to win the fight. Just because Keith Thurman is not calling out Earl Spence the way y'all want him to call him out, that don't give Earl Spence the armor that he's not gonna get his ass whooped when he get in the ring. Because if he get beat when he get in the ring, then what you gonna say then? The call out don't mean nothing at that point. I just want to see the guys get in the ring. The call out, I think the uploader is called H Money. I listened to a couple of his videos. He had a video with Terrence Crawford. He said Terrence Crawford never directly called out Earl Spence unless he was asked about it or when Earl Spence had a fight booked with Lamont Peterson. That's when he said that Terrence Crawford called him out. Who cares when Terrence Crawford called him out? As long as he called him out, it's on record. Now Terrence Crawford has to live up to the call out. It doesn't matter that Terrence Crawford called him out when he was asked a question, which when somebody asks you a question, you should I want to hear the answer. So when Max Kellerman asked him the question on First Take, will you fight Earl Spence? He said, yes, I will fight Earl Spence. So what else do y'all want to hear? Because it's on record. We can always go back and say, look, Terrence Crawford, you said you would fight Earl Spence. So when the fight is on the table, when they are both can fight and they both, are present the fight and the contracts are sent, and if Terrence Crawford don't sign a contract or he say, I don't want to fight, then we can call Terrence Crawford a hypocrite and say, hey, man, you was on record saying that you want to fight Earl Spence. Because like I told y'all, a call out don't mean nothing unless they get in the ring. Unless they get in the ring, call outs don't mean a thing. Unless you're going to get in the ring and hit that bang and get it on. So to make videos saying this guy didn't call out Earl, this guy didn't call out, who made Earl Spence the demolition man of boxing anyway? Earl Spence is a good fighter. I give props to Earl Spence. He's a good fighter. I really look at Earl Spence as a poor man's Tito Trinidad. He's a poor man's Tito Trinidad to me. Except, when you say poor man, I'm not disrespecting the man, but Tito Trinidad, him and Tito Trinidad got the same mindset. They want to knock guys out. They want to go in. They going for the knockout. They going to destroy somebody. Tito Trinidad just did it better. Tito Trinidad was just a better fighter overall, period. But that's what Earl Spence remind me of. You remind me of a Tito Trinidad. On the IBF side, running the IBF side, but Tito Trinidad was running, I believe it was the WBA side, and De La Hoya was on the WBC side. And those guys were cleaning out their respective, opponents within their ranking system. And they both was tag teaming, clearing out the division until they met in 1999. Two undefeated welterweights. They both was the same age. It was a mediocre fight from my standpoint because I thought De La Hoya won the first 7 rounds or won 6 out of the first 8 rounds. And I thought De La Hoya gave away 3 rounds. At worst, I had it 8-4. But anyway, like I said, calling out a fighter, the guy that's hauling out the guy, doesn't mean he's going to win the fight. It's only, I understand, I had a discussion with my boxnologist in Zone, and when I was on the phone, it was me, boxnologist Zone in 78, and 78 did make a good point. When you call out somebody, it hypes up the fans. But my thing was this. Okay, it hypes up the fans, but if it don't materialize in the ring, I don't, to me, a call out is hot air until you get in the ring. It's all hot air. It's just, to me, it's just words. I'm not a words guy. I'm more of a take action guy. If Keith Thurman and Errol Spence never called each other out, I would have been fine. And if they got in the ring, that's what I want to see. Now, calling somebody out, hyping the fight up before the fight happens, if the fight happens. You know what I mean? And we all know this is boxing. Things can go left really, really quick. We were back in the day, if you're old enough, the Tyson Holyfield fight was on the table. It was signed. They signed that fight already. All Tyson had to do was win his warm up versus Buster Douglas. What happened? He got knocked out by Buzz Dulles. It took 8, 9, 10 years later before Tyson and Holyfield got in the ring. Uh, Tyson was supposed to fight Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis kept on getting knocked out at the wrong time. So that fight never happened. I mean, it happened, but it took that fight 3 or 4 years down the line before it happened, but when it was first discussed. So boxing is, like Keith Thurman said, he hate trying to visualize fights ahead of other fights because boxing is a sport that you can't do that. You can't do that with your calendar. You can't try to line up fights 2 and 3 fights down the line. Like I said, Keith Thurman get his warm up. He may say, "Hey, I want to fight Errol Spence now. I'm ready now. My elbow feels good. I feel good. My timing was on. I did what I wanted to do in the ring. I feel like I can fight him right now." So we never know what's going to happen. So, like I said, calling out somebody is one thing. Actually getting in the ring is a totally different thing. Totally different thing. So, like I said, the welterweight division is looking up. All these guys got to do is get in the ring. We got Brandon Rios and Garcia fighting. I expect Garcia to win the fight. I expect Garcia to handle business and win that fight. I think Brandon Rios will put up a spirited fight. Brandon Rios always come to fight, so he will put up a spirited fight. Keith Thurman still haven't named his. That's the only thing I'm worried about right now. Keith Thurman, he got a date. He has a date, but he has not yet have an opponent. So that, to me, that I don't think it's going to be Jesse Vargas. I don't think it's going to be Jesse Vargas. Jesse Vargas is available. Bradley is available, I believe. But I think I heard rumors that Bradley is going to fight Ortiz. And the winner of that won't Errol Spence. I think that's what I seen. Bradley and Ortiz going to fight. I don't know. Somebody can correct me on that. I didn't look at BoxRec. Let me look at BoxRec, man, and see if Bradley and Ortiz is going to fight. Because I believe I seen that on the docket. We got Joseph Parker and Joshua coming up. I would like to see Tyson Fury back in the ring when he get his stuff together. But, we got to see Tyson Fury. He needs about 3, 4, 5 fights before he fights somebody good. That man just degraded his body, and his body is, I don't know what he did, man. He just is not the same. Devin Alexander is fighting. Okay, well, that's a good fight then. I got Devin Alexander to fight, man. Ortiz is so fickle. Ortiz, you know what? Ortiz got one of the best offensive arsenals in the game. Mentally, I don't know where he's at. You know what I'm saying? He said he's making another run. He said he's making another run at trying to, compete in the 147-pound division, the welterweight division. But Ortiz is too fickle for me, man. He making movies and all this stuff and getting knocked out by Berto in the rematch and all this crap. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Brad. I'm gonna go with Devin Alexander. I'm gonna go with Alexander on that one. Alexander, he looked good in his last fight, but it was a warm-up fight. It was an opponent he was supposed to look good against. So, he did his thing versus that opponent. But I would like to see Devin get back in the mix. Devin got some Devin got talent. If Devin mind is right, Devin can give anybody a really good fight and can beat just about anybody when he's on. But Devin struggles with his own confidence sometimes. So that's a good fight though. So that's the fight I heard that the winner is going to face Errol Spence. But Errol Spence got to fight. Errol Spence got a mandatory. Because IBF, they don't play about their mandatories, man. So Errol Spence is gonna have to fight that mandatory. You know, that's how the IBF is. They are deaf on no mandatories. But I can't wait to the. I know they just made the Triple G Canelo rematch date. I got Triple G winning the rematch. Triple G won the first fight, man. It's not complicated, man. People trying to make it more complicated than it was. Triple G coming forward. He was coming forward most of the fight. Most of the fight, he landed the harder punches. Canelo may landed the most punches, but Triple G landed the harder punches. And coming forward, he made the fight. Canelo was on his back foot most of the fight. So Triple G won that first fight 8-4, man. It was a good spirited fight by Canelo. To me, Canelo did good for himself. He didn't get blown away, but it's just like that Jacobs fight. No, but except Jacobs did get dropped, but that Jacobs fight really wasn't that hard to score either. I thought he won the Jacobs fight 8-4. These guys seem like they go in there and try to survive. They don't go in there and try to beat Triple G. They go in there and try to survive. Look at that post fight between after that Triple G versus Jacobs fight. Jacobs act like he just was happy to survive, and that's what he did. He survived. But yeah, that should be a good fight, man. I hope Triple G go ahead and win this fight decisively. Cause man, be honest, man, Canelo got some gifts throughout the years, man. You know what I'm saying? He got a gift. You know, he got a gift versus Laura. He got another. Was that versus That was versus. Hold on. He had another controversial fight. Well, he got that. He got that. He got that draw versus Mayweather on that one fight, and that was not a draw. He even said it himself on that one documentary, not documentary, that this video that Boss Knowledge sent me. You know what I'm saying? I thought he won the Miguel Cotto fight. Some people say he didn't. The Miguel Cotto fight was kind of close, but he won the Miguel Cotto fight, man. He won that Miguel Cotto fight. But I'm hoping to see the winner of that fight take on the Charlo, man. Yeah, he did get a gift versus Laura. I want to see the winner of this fight fight the Charlo, man. I think the Charlo deserves a shot, man. Now, I don't think the Charlo will beat Triple G. I think he got a better chance of beating Canelo Alvarez. I don't think he's going to beat Triple G, but, you know, we will have to see. But Triple G has to get past this fight. And we got Andrade. Andrade is at 160, but you can't trust Andrade, man. Andrade all over the place, man. He just, I don't know who is his promotional group, man. They just not doing a good job with that dude. Not doing a good job with well, I'm not gonna say they're not doing a good job with him. Andrade just he just made a bad choice, man. He should have fought the Charlo brother back 2 years ago. He should have fought that other guy when that I forgot his name. He wanted to fight Andrade at 160 a while back. Andrade didn't want to fight him or something. He had a title. Forgot that dude name. He ended up losing to somebody else. Somebody can help me with that name, but he ended up losing to somebody else. But I'm gonna get out of here. But I just want to speak my piece on fighters calling fighters out, man. Like I said, it doesn't mean anything unless you get in the ring, man. And to me, that's a call out is one thing. Getting in the ring is a substance, man. Calling somebody out is part of the circus. This is Box Talk 8576. I'm out.